Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to do a quick video on where I see the economy today. Are we in a recession? Are we close to a recession? Just keep in mind, this is just my opinion only. This is not financial advice or anything like that, just to put that on the record. But so there's been a lot of talk about recession and is this next recession going to be worse or as bad as the last one or worse than the last one? And could we already be in a recession? So the on Friday, July 5th, 2019, we had some economy data come out, and the jobs reports came out, and the jobs reports blew everything out of the water. I think expected jobs data was supposed to be up 180,000 jobs, but instead it was 224,000 jobs. Unemployment was up also a tad bit from where expected. I think it was expected to be like 3.3%, and it was up to 3.7%. But that is the speculation around that is because of all of the people entering the job market and looking for jobs, is the reason for that. Wages was up $28. So on average, the wages are up to $28, which is up about 3% from 2018. The stock market actually went down after this data came out. And you might be asking, why did the stock market actually go down? It was actually down quite a bit, and then it actually recovered quite a bit at the end. And the reason why I think the stock market went down versus going up on this great economic data is because everybody was hoping for the Fed to lower interest rates. And the Fed could still possibly lower interest rates, but with the jobs and the unemployment and the increase in the wages, people are starting to possibly think that the Fed possibly will not raise interest or lower interest rates, and more than likely keep them the same. And then the first quarter, of course, the first quarter GDP growth was at 3.2%, which is really good. And to my knowledge, it was never revised down, at least as of yet. We're still waiting on GDP growth for the second quarter to come out, and I think that will also point towards if we're going in the direction of a recession or not. If it stays above 3% GDP growth, who knows? I mean, it's all speculation. I mean, nobody really knows. I mean, economists get it wrong all the time. They don't really know for sure. Of course, us on YouTube, we speculate, but of course, it's all speculation. Nobody really knows for sure. But if you look at the job numbers, for the most part, every month that the job numbers have come out this year, there's been a couple of misses, sure, but for the most part, the job numbers are usually blowing expectations out of the water. Do I think we are in a recession? I don't think so. Of course, most of the time you don't find out for a month or 2 months after you've been in a recession if you are truly in a recession or not. But for me personally, I don't think we are in a recession. I don't see a recession coming probably, and I've said it multiple times on this channel, I don't see a recession coming probably till either just before or possibly just after the 2020 election. And with all these great economic numbers coming out, it's kind of gonna hurt Donald Trump to a certain degree if you are a fan of Donald Trump, because he's getting all these great numbers now, but he needs these great numbers closer to the election in 2020, not in 2019. So he's got to keep it, evolving and keep the economy moving on the upwards direction going into 2020. We'll see if that happens or not. Why are job numbers so good? Why are wages up? Why are job numbers so good? In my opinion, I think it all has to do with corporate tax cuts. I think the tax cuts are working. Are they working in every industry? Probably not, but I think in the majority of the industries, tax cuts are. I like to point towards auto sales when it comes to if we're in a recession or not. And I was actually, true story. I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. I was talking to a gentleman who, for a living, makes axles for vehicles for pretty much all of the big three when it comes to General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. And he makes axles. And he said over the last about 10 years that he's been doing this in this industry, he's been working so much overtime and there's been so much work. Not for cars. Cars have slowed down a lot, but small SUVs, big SUVs, and trucks, pickup trucks, have been. They can't make them fast enough for the trucks and the SUVs. So those are definitely selling like hotcakes right now, because people are looking for those bigger trucks, probably for the fact that gas prices on a national average has been down, so people are buying bigger vehicles. But I do think the tax cuts have been working. Gold price on the last day of trading for the week on Friday, July 5th, gold prices were actually down $16.60 to 1398.30, and silver prices were down to $14.97. That's a decrease in 28 cents. And I think that's what we're going to see is as the economic data gets better, and as we get positive news, I think metal prices are going to keep on dropping. Stock prices are going to move higher. And I know in this video, a lot of people are going to point out the national debt, 22, 23 trillion. I can't remember what the exact number is right now. And yeah, the U.S. deficit is a big problem, but the economy has still been moving in an upwards direction, even though we have been, in these, in this big national debt, 22, 23 trillion, whatever we are at now. But I mean, as long as we continue to see growth, it'll be interesting to see when the second quarter GDP growth comes up. We're going to be still above 3%, or even if we're at 2.9%, I think that will still be pretty good. But I do think that the tax cuts have been working, but I'm going to continue, as I can afford it, still continue to stack silver, still continue to stack gold when I think the prices are right and there's good deals out there, because we're all doing this for for when there is an economic downturn, inflation and all of that. So I think we still continue to do what we're doing. As the economy is good, prices should remain low. I think gold spiked in price because of trade wars and that. I think gold pretty much overreacted to trade wars, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think we're in a recession? Do you think we're close to a recession? When do you think the recession is going to hit? Once again, this is just opinion. Nobody truly knows if we're going to be in a recession or when the recession is going to hit until we've been in the recession for a couple of just don't see it. What you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to everybody on my next video. Thanks a lot, everyone.